What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and I probably haven't been this excited for a handgun in a while. I honestly don't know the last time, but simply because of what this offers, it was definitely of interest to me. Now, a lot of you guys put this in the comments, talked about the Glock 26 compatibility that you wanted a review on the channel. This handgun is right up my alley. If you love subcompacts and micro 9s, it's dang near in the middle. I've already been messing around with this thing. I'm already impressed. They really thought this thing through. But I do have to say, 0 rounds through it, just picked it up. So this is just the first impressions, ergonomics, trigger, texture. We're just going to go over all of it. But as you can see, comes in a really nice case, like a little hard body carbon fiber case with a handle. To me, I don't care what it comes in. It's about what's inside. But for someone who's, getting their first handgun, it's a nice little range bag. I can't even lie. So that's fine. I don't mind it. I don't need it, but definitely I'll take it. Check that out. Solid package. Let's go ahead and clear these firearms. I will show that mag release does work. As some handguns I own, it doesn't. 2 cleared mags based off the Beretta 92. 1 cleared handgun. So now we're good to go. We are clear. No ammunition in sight. There is nothing. And like I said, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this video. Let's get into what it comes with first, just because a lot of people are curious. And oh yeah, if you're wondering if it came with a lock, I already threw it away. So, trash. Now, it comes with a punch. Obviously, this is designed to be able to change out your back straps easily, which I'll take punches. I break punches all the time. I go through them. I use them for almost everything when it comes to my handgun. So, I'll take another tool. Once again, is it necessary? No. But is it easier? Of course. So, I'll definitely take it. And then now we're getting into the good stuff. 3 extra back straps for 3 different sizes. Check that out. You can see the width difference in all of them. And honestly, I've already swapped them out to every single one. They go on really easily. They slide in nice and snug. But I honestly like the one that it comes with the best. I don't know why that is, because normally I like a wider handgun, but for some reason this just, it feels really good. Now, right away, you take one look at this. In my opinion, this is a Hellcat and an MC9 put together. I kid you not. Look at the width. That's not Glock 26 width. That is thinner than Glock 26, like I said, simply because this doesn't have that polymer wrap mag. So it's actually pretty solid design. Whoever thought of that, genius, because a lot of people complain about how fat the Glock 26 is and all that. But like I said, the upper and lower are compatible with the Glock 26. The only difference is that mag catch, of course, and the magazines. But as you can see, takedown similar, pin location similar. Let's get into this, because this is really exciting to me. First off, something you already noticed, guaranteed, because of the FDE frame, is that texturing. It is on point. I always talk about the Shield Plus being one of those handguns I don't need grips for. The Hellcat Pro, I don't need grips for. This, you do not need grips for. It's not overly textured to where it sort of gives you a little weird feeling in your hand, but the texture is flawless literally everywhere. It's just one of those handguns that, you know what, they said, okay, we're going to listen to our customers, we're going to listen to people in the field, and we're going to give you some texturing. Glock doesn't do that. I just don't, it blows my mind. On top of that, you'll notice memory pads with a micro gas pedal. To give you some more leverage to help fight some of that recoil. Absolutely solid. Then you got a memory pad over here too, if you're left-handed. But on top of that, remembering to keep your finger off the trigger by associating this and your brain will help keep you safer and so on. So good solid thing to add. I mean, how long does that really take to add to a firearm? Why can't Glock do something so dang simple? Sometimes it drives me crazy, even though I love Glock. RIP to Gas and Glock. But ergonomics, that's where I really wanted to touch on. On point. I mean, on point. You get a full 3-finger contact, 12+1 magazine, 3.25-inch barrel. You get full 3-finger contact. I wear size large gloves. I have fat fingers, but they're shorter. But I still wear size large gloves. Really feels good. Also, that trigger pull with where your hand is, on point. You're not reaching, you're not stretching, and I'm assuming that would be the same way if you use a thinner back strap for almost anyone with any size hands. So a good reach, overall pretty solid. Now, stainless steel guide rod, it looks like it was just painted black, so that's solid for durability, long-term use, and so on. On top of that, the finish. You guys have seen my Taurus GX4. It's trashed. I don't even carry it often. You guys have seen my Stoeger STR9C and subcompact. The finish on the subcompact is a little bit better, but I would say this is more Hellcat-ish finish. It's not Glock finish. It's not CZ finish. It's better than SIG finish. It's not Smith & Wesson finish, but it's a solid overall finish. I'm actually very surprised for a budget handgun. So, like I said, $330 for this. Forward serrations, rear serrations, they grip just fine. You know, nothing special when it comes to the serrations, but they function, and that's what they're there for. So, solid. Check out those sights. Woo! U-notch rear. I'm trying to get the camera focus. U-notch rear. Green in the rear. Orange up front. Orangish red. And man, is that solid. Once again, Glock sights. Get it together, right? And I'm not sure if they're polymer metal, but I'm pretty sure those are metal sights. Yep, those are metal sights. So absolutely solid as well. Not 100% sure if this uses Glock pattern sights. I still got to do more investigating. I'm going to put a lot more videos out on this once I know more about it, once I shoot it. We're going to do some shooting videos. But they do look like they're Glock pattern, but don't quote me on that. I will get back to you guys on that. But solid. Like I said, U-notch rear, similar to the Hellcat. Can you see that U? And then you got the orange in the middle. Very easy to line up. Very easy to put in the middle when you need to. Solid. They come optics ready. Cut for an RMR, so you have plenty of optics out there that'll run on this handgun. And it almost looks like the sights might be a little elevated. Maybe not. That front sight just looks a little bit higher than your average front sight. Maybe. So maybe co-witnessing is a little bit easier with a handgun like this. So, and unlike a Glock, you don't need an extra plate to run certain optics. So, absolutely solid as well. Now, everything functions on this handgun. Everything just runs smooth. I mean, like I said, no complaints. That time I had a little bit of a harder time releasing that slide, but yeah. So you just got to learn where to hit it. It is so snug up against that frame and slide, as you can see. You just got to get a little bit angle on there, but when I release the slide anyways, I slingshot. I don't use the slide stop. A lot of people do. They call it a slide release. Some handguns it's a slide release, but in my opinion, it's a slide lock. Always slingshot it. You're going to have a faster action. That spring is going to allow that round to be chambered. In my opinion, it's just a better way to go. But to each his own. Like I said, takedown same as Glock. Pins in a similar location as Glock. Different mag catches as Glock. But the upper and lower, I confirmed it in a video. It already, It already can take the upper, goes on smooth, comes off easy, and vice versa. So that's absolutely solid. We'll get into parts compatibility and stuff like that going forward. I might swap everything out of here, throw it on my 26 upper, see how it runs, because that's actually super cool. Now, I bet you guys are all wondering about this trigger. And I've been messing around with it, and I would say the trigger is more similar to like a Glock 43X versus the Glock 26. Now, it is a Glock trigger. You see that spring action? It's actually really, really nice. Look how tactile and audible this is, right? So, really nice reset on it. Probably still have to break it in a little bit. No slide drag. Racks really easily. Now let's talk about the shape of that trigger. Shape of the trigger, as you can see, it's flat, unlike a Glock trigger, but it has that little hook at the end. So it sort of locks your finger in there. I haven't had an issue with pulling that trigger when it comes to where my finger location is. Everywhere I pull on that trigger, it's going to go off and it's good to go. So overall, solid. Now, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is a little bit skinnier than the 26. It's about 43x in width because they use those mags. So absolutely solid. A lot of people are going to have an easier time concealing it. But on top of that, a lot of people just don't like the finger grooves of a Gen 3. And I get that. So this right here is solid for people who don't like the finger grooves. I don't mind the finger grooves. I actually like them. But comparing this to my Glock 26 Gen 5, I honestly like this frame better. I do. The fact that you threw the stippling on there, which is easy. Great texturing on there, easy. I mean, overall, the feel of this handgun is on point. I always touch on this in videos. As you can see, my hands are always messed up. Literally always messed up. It's life at this point. So I like a handgun, when I grab it, it doesn't do any strain to my hand. It just feels natural. It feels right, and the grip angle on point. It's not as wide as a Glock. A Glock grip angle might go like this. So it's a little bit more 1911 style. Not quite, but almost. But overall, I mean, solid. Like I said, this reminds me of a Hellcat mixed with an MC9 in almost every way. It's probably the width of an MC9. Maybe a little thicker. But overall it looks like the two had a baby. So overall, really solid handgun. I look forward to see what you guys have to say about it. Competition brings the best out of everybody. So you got to applaud stuff like this. Whoever thought of this, smart as can be. Glock Gen 3s just run. Why not use it and turn it into your own creation, right? Why not take something that's been proven to run reliably as can be and just add the stuff that Glock doesn't do? So overall, awesome handgun. Haven't shot it yet. We're going to touch on its shootability and stuff in a shooting review with this. Reliability is key. It's always about reliability. So that is the biggest thing that we're going to test on this handgun. Like I said, hasn't had any issues because I haven't shot it yet. But once we get to shooting it, we're going to make sure this thing runs, because if it does, this could easily be a carry option for me. And one thing I wanted to touch on as well, the one downside I would say of this handgun is holster options. I looked up online. I think I found 3 companies that make holsters for them. And one of them was Crossbreed, so I went with the Crossbreed holster. It's on the way to my house, so hopefully I get it soon. If this thing runs reliably, I will carry it in a Crossbreed holster. It will join my everyday carry rotation. It just feels too good in the hand not to. So if it's a good shooter, if I can be on point with it, have some good groupings, I will carry it in that Crossbreed holster. But other companies were like how do you pronounce it? Kinetech or something like that. They sell them. There's a couple others out there that do, but also you can always do leather. Now, if you have a Glock 26 leather holster, chances are this will fit it. I like slip holsters. Like I have a VersaCarry slip holster that I run with all my single stacks. So if you get a double stack slip holster, this will run in there just fine. Just make sure it's concealed, because you aren't going to have a whole lot of tension on there, but you will have a very comfortable, easy, smooth draw. But so far, so good. That is the Gforce Rapture GF9. Thanks for watching, guys.